Over the last 2 years, between the Aspero, the Upper, and the Crux, I have run through a handful of tires, probably more than I'd care to admit, all in search of finding what I would consider the perfect tire. A tire that has just the right amount of rolling resistance as well as grip or traction. Let's run through a few of my favorites. As always, this video isn't sponsored. I'm a pretty normal dude. I rode around 8,000 miles last year. Many of those miles before my kids were even out of bed, before real life obligations kicked in. I should also add that I'm really picky about tires. See, I believe that tires are the quickest way to alter the way that your bike performs, for better or for worse. I'm always after the minor improvements that can be had in tires. Lower rolling resistance, better grip, better traction, better road feel. If there's an opportunity for a better something when it comes to tires, I'm after it. It's like this quest to find the perfect tire. If you're looking for a tire that may not be the fastest but has quite a bit of grip, I think the WTB Resolute is a great option. I rode this in 700 by 44 on the open upper in southern and northern Utah on some of those descents up by like the Wasatch Wall and kind of coming down the backside of that. And I found it to be a really, really good tire. It gripped really well, it gave me confidence into the corners, and it seemed to hold me in place quite well. The original tires that came on my Cervelo Aspero were a set of GravelKing SKs in 38mm. And this tire was interesting because it was kind of the jack of all trades, master of none in my opinion. And no offense to Panaracer, I think they make great tires, but this one just seemed to be right in the middle, leaving me wanting a tire that was a little bit faster and also a tire that gripped a little bit better. But for whatever reason, they didn't really check all the boxes for me. And so ever since I took them off of that wheel set, I haven't put them back on. The tire that I did like from Panaracer was the GravelKing SS. I rode this in 43mm, and while it was similar to the SK, it had a smoother center strip, so the rolling resistance was quite a bit lower, and it just felt like a faster overall tire, but it still had some lighter tread on the shoulders, so you had a bit of grip in the corners. When the GravelKing SS tires finally gave up the ghost, I found myself kind of in the middle of nowhere, Glacier National Park to be exact. And so at some point, I eventually made my way to Bozeman, Montana, and found a shop that had tires. And one of the sets that they had was a set of Specialized Pathfinder Pros in 42mm. And look, the Pathfinder was a tire that a ton of my friends had ridden and they all raved about. I rode those tires for the remainder of my trip, which consisted of us being posted up in Utah and me riding the Crux with the 42mm Pathfinder Pro tires up and down the Alpine Loop. And you know what? I was really, really impressed. And you know, I'm trying to keep up with my friends who are on proper road bikes, and the Crux with that setup and the Zip 303Ss, it just delivered. It was a really, really good setup. Fast forward to now, and I had the S-Works version, which are a little bit lighter, and I'd say that it is one of my favorite tires of all time, and probably tied with my #1 tire. The Continental Terra Speed TR Protection. Now this is a tire that may be surprising to some, and if you haven't ridden it, I really would encourage you to try it. It's a tire that blew me away. I've ridden this tire on gravel, on road, and there's something about it. It's the low rolling resistance, plus the little bit of tread and the spacing on the knobs. Something about this tire makes it roll really fast, and it grips really, really well as soon as you get off road. This is kind of one of those components in the quest to find the do-it-all setup. See, these tires are great for long gravel rides, and I've also done 100-mile road rides on them on the Crux. And yes, it was a little bit more work than my tarmac with a proper set of road tires, but it held its own. The only reason I haven't been riding them recently is because all of my wheel sets have been hookless, and these tires are not hookless compatible. But that changed with the Reserve 4044s that I got last week. So you can bet that one of the first tires that I try on that wheel set will be the Continental Terra Speeds, probably in 40mm. If you're interested in my favorite road tires, I'll drop a link down below in the comments or up above here. What do you think? Are there any tires that I'm missing that I really should try? Drop me a comment below and let me know what you think I should try for 2023. Thanks for watching. Until next time.